It's really a great pleasure for WIPO to have this opportunity to play host today to so many distinguished ladies in the field of science for the L'Oreal UNESCO for Women in Science program. We're absolutely delighted to have this opportunity because we do have a deep commitment to improving the participation of women in the world of science and technology in particular. We have been measuring the participation of women inventors in international patent applications under the PCT. Our chief economist area has done work on this. We find that the situation is really lamentable at the moment, but it is certainly better than it used to be. It's gone from about 19% to about 30% in the course of the last 15 years. So it's an improvement, but 30% means that we're just missing at least 20% of the benefit of the creativity of women in innovation around the world, and that's an extraordinary loss that we really have to do something about.
I think that there's probably never been such an urgent need for us as scientists to better understand the IP issues and to ensure that, in fact, the work that we're doing is not exploited in a bad way, but is actually used for the benefit of humanity.
I found it really interesting. I really like the discussion on how this is also nuanced. I mean, in science, we are very used to having very interpretable results to an extent, like everything's very direct. And here, because it's all related to law and it's a different area, so it's challenging, but at the same time, it's interesting. And I find that even though right now I wouldn't say I have an application of my science that could be protected, I do find that it's good to know the landscape, because otherwise, if you have an invention and if you don't know the landscape you're in, you might not even be able to protect it by that point. So it's better to know before, and that's why I found it really, really useful.
Yeah, really helpful, because some of the information I didn't know before, because I know how to repair the patterns, but I don't know really how it works and how we evaluate it. That's very important, because so far I have my 4 patents already, but I don't know how to sell it, and I don't know how to evaluate, and especially for my next time. It's very helpful for me to consider and to decide if I patent it or not.
It's actually a very amazing opportunity, so we learned a lot. In particular was interested in the research initiative. It has opened new possibilities for me to pursue one of my interests in research, which is in the field of neglected diseases as well. It's usually very hard to get funding for these diseases, despite they affect millions of people in the developing countries. So I'm looking forward to the end of this workshop, actually.